and such on TikTok. And hey, welcome to What's up? It's your boy Derek, aka Dashy. I'm gonna be folding laundry again, but this time I am going to be talking about. Hold on. Nope. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I was looking at. Anyways, talking about anime, 90s anime. We're doing that because that was a upon request last time. So that's the thing. And yeah, now one more. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be streaming on one more, and that's gonna be Twitch, because I want everybody to you know, get the love. You know what I'm saying? Get this love and such. So that's what's up. Although, hold up. No, I think it's okay. We can just do this. Uh, I'll just do this over here. Uh, yeah, let's go ahead. So let's stream information. Let's see. Laundry time. Fold and talk. 90s anime. Category just chatting. Let's see. Anime. There we go. Okay, cool. And I think, I think we should be good there. And yeah, I'm trying to remember. Okay. I think that was done with that. All right, cool. Some people are joining in on TikTok. Thank you for the love and such. You guys are awesome. Thank you for liking. Thank you, drawing with Jimmy. That's what's up. Over here and then on YouTube, nothing yet. So it's gotta be multiple times. It's gonna be like I'm trying to do the whole multiple thing all at once. So yeah. And like I said, today we are talking about anime. We're talking about 90s anime to be specific because somebody was like, hey, I want to talk about that. So they want to hear me talk about that stuff. And yeah. And depending on how things go, if people, if you guys just give me 1 second because I want to about the sounds here. I never know how to do the sound. I think this. Yeah, we get sounds. But anywho, all right, let's start streaming on Twitch. So give me 1 second as I do this. Hopefully I will hear. Hey, what's up on Twitch? It's your boy Derek, aka Daft Sheep, and today I am folding laundry once again, and we're talking about 90s anime. So if you have any questions on my thoughts on it, or I'll just go ahead and spew some stuff that I like. And I'll talk about series I have yet to see, or series I have seen, movies, whatever, and all that. And why I think it's actually probably the best. I'll probably say it's like the bronze. I guess you could say the bronze era of anime. Got all these clothes and such. Probably gonna be first. I'm gonna sort things out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and snap, because I just realized. Oh wait, you guys probably can't hear me. Give me a second. I think you guys can't. Oh, all the people online, they probably could. Well, they probably can. They probably can hear me. Okay, and I'm gonna change that. So okay, yes, that should be a lot better now. Anyways, cool. And again, I appreciate the many likes and such. This is what's up. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna probably sort out the laundry first. I like to do that. Try to get something rolling and such. Put this iron down here. So you have an iron board, and it's just like, what is the point of having this iron board, man? I see there was more stuff over here on the bed. Give me a second. All right. Okay. I gotta say, doing these is actually pretty cool. One, it gives me motivation to, of course, do clothes and such. And of course, I could just do this on my own. But I was just like, hey, why not why not do it like this? You know what I'm saying? This was already like this, so I guess so. Um. Anyways. Um. But yeah, one thought that comes to mind is I like doing in topics because then it's easier. And one of the things I learned is to be able to talk, of course, the camera. Um, even if nobody's on here, blah blah blah, blah all that jazz. Y'all know the drill. Anyways, but yes, I put Boogie Pop Phantom up, and it's funny though. I have yet to actually watch this series. I've watched one episode. I think I watched probably the first episode. This is from Right Stuff too. Ooh. And I think I got this for like maybe 20. They gave it to me for like $20. So it's like up here in Canada. It was like a shop. And I was like, oh snap, it's the whole series. And it's like, yeah, $20. 15 plus, let's go. Anyways, but yeah, I've watched one episode of it. I think I watched a couple of episodes of it actually online. I think I did watch a couple of episodes of Boogie Pop Phantom. And it's the actual like old school one. Like I think it's the one that came out in the 90s. The packaging was 2012. I'm like, it was so funny. This is actually a 2000s anime, and I put that up there. Oh, for YouTube, anyways. So let's see, Boogie Pop Phantom. Actually, let me look that up. Boogie Pop. I feel like it did come out. Yeah, it came out in '98. No, that was the original series. I don't know. Adaptation. Are they only talking about that one? Like Boogie Pop series, like in 2000. Oh, it came out. Came out in 2000. Well, it was close to 90. It was close to 90. It was like came out, January 5th of 2000. So it's close enough. It's close enough. It's like close enough. Anyways, but my go-to anime recommendations from the 90s, of course, the Dragon Ball Z movies. They were legit. I've been collecting a lot of the OVAs, a lot of stuff that I missed from the era. So yeah. But Boogie Pop, Boogie Pop Phantom, yeah. Of course, the Vampire Hunter D movies, those were legit. Those were some of the best ones. Especially Bloodlust. I love Bloodlust, man. I love the original one. I love the original Blood Plus movie. I mean, not Blood Plus. Why am I saying Blood Plus? Vampire Hunter D. I love the first Vampire Hunter D movie. Like, it's really cool and it's action packed and it's fun. But man, Bloodlust is just like, it's up there. It's, to me, it's just pure cinema, man. And like, I feel like people who it's kind of like one of those things where it's just like, there's sometimes where people they'll just act like certain things are like, oh, it's like, great. It's like it has great animation, and then you just hear people complain about things, and then you just think to yourself like, it's like you can't really hate on this, man. You just can't. I don't know. I don't understand how. I don't understand how you can hate on, such a good series. That's what it is. It's such a good series. Such a good movie. I wish actually Vampire Hunter D would be a series now. I actually wish that. But if you're hearing like knocking all that jazz, that's actually my neighbor. Her place is getting like renovated, something like that. Like essentially, she's like getting empty out, something like that. I forgot. Like, yeah. Right now, like I said, I'm sorting out, so it'll be a little minute. Thank you for joining in. Today we are talking about 90s anime while I'm doing this. So by all means, if you have any questions or you have any thoughts that I can bounce back on, like by all means, go ahead. And one thing I tell people, share the love. Let people know about this. Bring them in. See what happens. You know? But yeah. In case, I was saying about, is this a shirt? It's a shirt. Okay. I was talking about some series like Vampire Hunter D. I think that because it's based off of a novel. It's based off of a novel, Vampire Hunter D. So I think that would be great to, just bring back and such. Have like a full on series or something. Or even if they did they could do like an OVA series. Each episode like could be like its own like mini movie, like based off of the book or whatever. I think they should do that. Let's see. Oh, hi, good evening, my friend, and happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you too. Here to support, just relaxing while I can, and just been busy with some family things. So, have you open? So I have you open while I can. Much love and have a great time. Thanks, shit, bro, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hope you have a good time with your family. Definitely enjoy that, and thank you for the support. And like I always say, share the love if you can. Like share it to some people, get them in. Today, I am talking about anime, particularly 90s anime. So if you want to chime in, you like what are your thoughts on this or whatever, by all means. Or have you seen this? Have you seen that? By all means. Oh, and just a little disclaimer to everyone. I know you won't do this shit, man. Shit, bro, man. But I am not tolerating any kind of like trolling and stuff. It's funny if you try to go if you bring up something off topic, I'll just be like, hey, we're talking about this. But if you do any of that stupid crap, like last week some person or was it last week? Yeah, last week somebody was trying to do the whole it's November, I haven't touched myself, whatever. I'm gonna be like, no, like you're getting banned. No, that's stupid. I'm not here for that. So anyways, all that being said, I was talking about Vampire Hunter D because I love those. I got some of the Tatsunoko OVAs that came out in the 90s. The one where the creator of Kite and Misa Forte, he actually worked on those as the character designer as well as animation director. So that's why the animation is so fluent and such. I kind of feel like he should just go back to doing those, man. Kite was okay. I only watched the non explicit one. We'll just say it's still explicit, but it's not the non the one. So I did not watch that because I don't care for that. That's dumb. And I'm gonna be real. I never got into those kind of things. Yeah, it's just like, yeah. But anyways, that being said, Kite was cool. It's sequel to Kite Liberator. I tried watching it again. No, I did watch it. And it's kind of weird. I mean, because it's like, 16 plus or whatever. But there's so many of his tropes where you're just like, dude, this is kind of sus, you know what I'm saying? Like, I I don't know, man. It was like it wasn't. I don't know. There was a shot. I thought it was kind of okay. I get to an extent why you're doing it, but I was like, I felt like it could have been more tamer, and story was just kind of wonky, and it was kind of doing that whole like. It did feel like a '90s thing. It's sequel, and his storytelling at times is kind of like that whole like there's so much happening there, and you have to like piece things together and blah blah blah. There was a lot of that where it's just like we're gonna be vague and we're not telling a full on story or whatever. And he does a lot of those like ambiguous endings like at the end of Kite, like who opened the door at the end, and did she get shot or did the guy get shot and blah blah blah. It's so yeah, it's kind of weird. Um, but aside from that, it was pretty okay. Um, I've I've yet to see Misa Forte, and but I've watched clips of it, and like the action in that is just so fun. It feels like Misa Forte feels like a funner version of Kite. You know, it feels like such a legit better version in a way. And then I feel like that's why it was greenlit for a series, which you got DSA, Misa Forte DSA, which I watched the first episode of it, and it was pretty funny. And that opening song is pretty dope. But yeah, I grew up in the '90s, man. I think my first legit exposure to anime, of course, a lot of times I want to say Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z, but I feel like it was like it was kind of through video games because like I played I played Final Fantasy 7. In fact, here's a little fun thing, like a little dumb thing, like me as a teenager was um when I was it was like it was when the first ever Digimon series was coming out, and I remember that in Digimon, Matt or whatever, and or his Japanese name, but yeah, um he had like spiky hair, and it looked and he had like kind of like green top. It was almost just like Cloud. So I thought it was like, is this Cloud or whatever? I didn't know any better, blah blah. But yeah, and Digimon was dope. Man, it was cool like growing up. And people don't know nowadays, man. Yeah, I guess I kind of do with a lot of shit. I was there, like a lot of the early stuff. I was there, dude. I was there when like I said, when Digimon was first being broadcast on Fox, and like how it would be like a weekly thing, and like certain episodes were like they were like advertised. They're like, oh, like this episode is gonna be like. I was there when they first had the Warp Digivolve. Uh, uh, Warp Digivolve to Warp Greymon, Warp Digivolve to Mellow Garurumon, and it was like, no, what was that? Was it Mellow Garurumon? It was like, or where Garurumon? I was like, I think it was Mellow Garurumon. Yeah, it was Mellow Garurumon, and I remember that was a huge thing. Gosh, but yeah, that was cool. I was like I said, I'm sorting things out before I actually start folding. It really helps out to just like put things like, okay, like this is where this is where that is. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate this, guys. And it's like, be here for a minute. But that's okay, That just means time and that just means efforts and such. But yeah. Um I'll just say I got I got TikTok right here. So to you guys on Twitch and YouTube, in case you're wondering, like, what's up with the phone right here? It's like, that's my TikTok. It's my TikTok people. They on the phone. What's up? Thank you for coming in. Spicy Cold 04. Just like up and left, I guess. I don't know. I can tell like when I guess people come in. What's up? Don't. Um, some of these it's like it's kind of hard to be like, did anybody come in? Like, or oh, I guess they came in. Whatever. But yeah, welcome all in. We're talking about the animal, the '90s animal. Trying to think what else. It's like there's so much to talk about with it. I loved a lot of the stuff that they did. I feel like the animes was very I feel like the '90s. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person that just be like '90s anime was the peak. I gotta give it like early 2000s stuff was kind of peak too, but I feel like '90s definitely was where there was just so much good in it. You know what I mean? There was just so much there, and it feels like things, if they got better, they got better over time. But man, like you just look back at the '90s and you just see like, man, there's so much good that they were doing there. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, let's see. Try and think. I'm just gonna like put on some music, but that's all right. Whew. Yeah, the '90s, man. I love it. I miss it. I miss it to an extent. It's like I said, just lots of cool stuff that happened back in the day. It's like I heard a sound or whatever. But anyways, welcome in. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions regarding anime, '90s anime, if you want to ask me like my thoughts on it, or if you're like, hey, you want to talk about, you just want to talk about, '90s anime, like things you want, or even suggestions. Like if you have any suggestions for people to check out, stuff from the '90s, or I won't even say close to the '90s because, like I said, I thought Boogie Pop Phantom it has that '90s look. And to be fair, it did come out January 5th of 2000, but it has that. It does have that '90s vibe, like that. It does feel like something straight out of the '90s. So that's why I kind of like. But yeah, so if there's something like that, you think like, hey man, let's talk about that, and then by all means comment, and I can discuss it. I want to invite a homie. Let's see if I can invite a friend on Talkity. Because it just won't let you. That's fine. But anyways, I thought it would let you like. I thought it was gonna let me invite people on TikTok, but I guess not. I guess not, and that's fine. But yeah. Anyways, it's like I'm looking. By the way, if y'all see me looking over here, I'm looking at the camera or looking at stuff on YouTube. Just checking the live stuff. just checking everything, just being like, is everything good, everything Gucci. That's it. On all three, it's kind of weird, multitasking, all that jazz, fun stuff. All right. Anyways, anywho, anywho, yep. All right. Fun times. I don't want to like. Guess I could technically play some anime music. I just had to do it like on a different thing. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, let me go on YouTube. Play some anime, 90s anime openings. Yeah, we could do that. 90s. I'm surprised a lot of people haven't been looking that up. I like went on YouTube and it was like 90s anime theme songs. Let's go. All right. Excuse me. Okay, cool. 90s anime talk. Suggest favorite series. Okay. Sure thing. Oh, is that the AI? I don't know. Is that an actual thing? I can't tell you people. Um, but anywho, as far as anime goes, my favorite series, I like I like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT was legit. I don't care what people say. GT was cool. So let me know if the music is a little much. Um, see on here, it's like so many series I want to see. Inuyasha. I don't know if Inuyasha was like wasn't Inuyasha in the 90s? I imagine the manga came out. That's a lot. It came out in 2000, but like I guess you could still kind of, but like I mean the manga came out in the 90s. I think the manga was out for a minute. It started in 96 and it ended in 2008. My goodness. One Piece is technically one, and so is Naruto. So yeah, Naruto is there. Yeah, yeah. Full Metal Alchemist? I was like, yeah, they started in 2001, the manga. I was just looking at this list. I'm like, what? There's no way. Anyways, that's all right. Like that's the thing. Okay. Anyways, there's so many anime I do want to see from there. Trigun was legit. Cowboy Bebop. I would say early Pokemon 2 was cool, man. I love watching Pokemon, man. I ain't gonna lie. Monster Rancher was dope. There's so many. There were so many series. 90s, it's just and look up like different like OVAs and such. The OVAs. 90s OVA was legit, man. Like like I said, I just recently bought the Tatsunoko, some of them. I bought the Gatchaman and uh did I get Hurricane Palomar? I think I did. I think I got that one. And I think I got a Cat Shark too. Because I was like, yeah, so I got those three. I'm like, yes. I have the Gotchaman one at home at back in the States. I'm up here in Canada. But I bought the Gotchaman no not Gotchaman. Palomar and Palomar. What's the other one? I just said Cashran. The '90s OVAs. I just bought those. And those were legit. So yeah, definitely. Let's see. Flame of Recca. The last one was from Slam Dunk, by the way. That opening. I don't know if some of y'all can hear it. But yes. Flame of Recca I get to see. There's so many series I've wanted to watch. I watched an episode of Flame of Recca just because of the animation. And that was by the creator of what's that one series again? There. They came out like it came out on Tsunami at one point. But yeah, man, those series, bro. I'm trying to see what else is on here. Oh yeah, the Gundam Wing. It's like I will admit that was my first intro to the Gundam series was Gundam Wing. I just remember it was kind of cool, man. I still love Last Impression. That's one of my favorite songs. No, like just piling up shirts or whatever over here. And that's what I find. We're gonna put you guys right at my feet. Right. It's starting to become a little easier to like sort these out. Good thing I was like, like I said, sort stuff out. Thank you for coming in. You want to talk about that anime, that '90s anime? We can do that. Ain't nobody said anything on YouTube. Ain't nobody even been on YouTube, man. It's crazy. Um, Switch, you got one homie that like I go on here see about like man, right people, come on, man. Oh, I thought it was like hope I just told people to come on. It'd be cool to talk to somebody, but that's all right. Anyways, I always want to do a podcast. Yeah, another suck. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I was going to try to see if I can invite somebody as a guest. Let's see. And those will be from TikTok. Oh yeah, how did I forget about this, man? Dang it. This is so dope. I love this opening. I guess you can start with the jeans. Yeah, it's like the shirt, my white guy. This show, man. Actually, let me go ahead. You know what? I'll keep it fun. But like, let me tell you, man, this show right here, Yu Yu Hakusho. As far as anime, like if there was a series, I had to be like, yo, you have yet to watch it, and you need to Yu Yu Hakusho, or you need to go back to watch Yu Yu Hakusho. That show is legit. That is one of the best series of all time. It's like the best. I don't care. Like it's weird, man. Like I don't know why I never. It's years later I appreciate it more. Like I loved it watching it when I was. I remember when it first came on Toonami. They came on Adult Swim. Like, dude, actually came out on Adult Swim first. Then it came on to Toonami. But like, and I remember that. And it was just like, man, it was so dope. It was crazy. It was like, especially you watch like I mean, used to like the teen heroes, whatever. They're usually like cool and you know, they're like heroes are normally like they're not trash talking blah blah blah. Like that's what changed. I feel like it changed my life, man. Viewing anime and like this Yusuke was just so real, dude. Like I love that series, man. And then I think it was like years later, like just watching or talking with people about it. And then I bought like the DVDs and such, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to show that to my wife, man. I cannot wait to show that. That is the anime. Let's listen to that opening, bro. Such a good series. Such an awesome series. And Hunter x Hunter, the 99 series, the 99 anime, that's worth checking out too. If you have yet to watch that one, check that out. The animation is sublime. Because it's related to. It's related. Right? No, it's Ushiki Yugi. Oh, yeah, that series. I even have to watch that one. I was confused. So on this one video I'm playing where it's like in the background, where it has like all these different like anime themes or whatever. It had like Ghost Fighter. I was like, what's that? I never heard of that one. And it was like, oh, it's Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm like, oh, okay. Or it's supposed to be Ghost. I think it was like Ghost Detective Files, something like that. That was like the alternate. But man, Yu Yu Hakusho, man. I could just talk about that one, man. I feel like that is a series where, honestly, I know a lot of people, a lot of people don't do the whole oh, this should come back, this should blah blah blah. And Yu Yu Hakusho is one where I'm kind of on the fence about. Like, on the one hand, I'm almost like, yeah, it would be great to get like a re-update, whatever. And they did something recently, like an OVA or something. But if I had to be real, I'm just gonna be real. Like, I don't care, it's my thing. I'm just gonna be real. I'm kind of okay with the way the series was. I really am. I'm actually okay with it. I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's. I don't think it needs because it feels like the animation will probably get dumbed down. It'd be like, or it'd be nice, but I love the charm of the fact that like they actually had different animators for the different episodes, which was really cool. And then and there were certain ones where you could just tell, like when you had certain episodes done with a certain style, you were just like, yo, this is legit. This is legit. But yes. I'm one of our people under my thing. See if I get somebody to talk with me, man. We'll see. Just come on as a guest. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Somebody want to talk about anime with me? I'm just doing the laundry, man. Talk about an anime. Talk about an animal, son. You want to talk about animal with me? Just people don't like talking about anime. 90s anime. Let's see. What's up? Talk about an anime. But yes. Let's see. The Macross Plus OVA/movie. Legit. That's a hood classic. Definitely check that out. If you have yet to watch that, definitely do that. That is a must, man. Any anime OVA, man. Like original video animation. Any of those, man. Like they put money into those. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they do OVAs anymore. Really don't. I think everything now is just like, well, it's like computer animation and such. So it's like, and usually it's just like, well, usually the ones who do that sort of stuff nowadays are like indie projects. So it's like, the easy give, because I don't remember exactly. I know it was definitely in the 80s. And I'm not a huge expert on Japanese culture and history and all that jazz. I know some people be like, you're a weeb. But it's like, actually, I don't really know all that stuff. But anyways, um, but to my knowledge, I know especially in the 80s, I think it was a case, and it might have bled into the 90s too, where there was a huge, like, they had like a whole bunch of money, pretty much. Like, Japan had a whole bunch of money, and then it was just like studios were just like, we're just gonna throw this out there, and see what hits, what doesn't hit, blah blah blah. And so they created a whole bunch of like OVAs. That's how like there was a lot of stuff that had like such legit good animation and such. Oh yeah, Ninku. That's another one too. Ninku is definitely a series I highly recommend. If you ever want to be like, what was Naruto before Naruto? Check out Ninku. And it's kind of wild how that happened, how that series. I discovered that through watching, like, I had a friend, he had like that one DVD that was like the OVA. It was it wasn't a Yu Yu Hakusho movie. I don't think it was a movie, but it was like an OVA of Yu Yu Hakusho. It was like and then they had Ninku on it. And so one of the things in there, I was like, I remember watching it, and I remember the first thing that caught my eye was like, oh, this little kid, he's a ninja, okay, and like, they each have their own different kind of special attacks. Okay, that's kind of weird. And he has kind of a dog face. You might know where this might be going. And he does a wind attack that just so happens to be a ball in his hand. And I was like, bro, that's Naruto. Like, what? And I was like, this came out of Shonen Jump. And I was like, bro, that's Naruto. Like, that, bro, Naruto ripped off of this. And like, but apparently the creator of Naruto, he was so influenced with that. Like he was so influenced by that, and he loved the animation of that. That he actually loved the animation of the movie and the OVA, blah blah. That he was like, he wanted Period. That's the company, that's the studio that adapted Naruto. He wanted them to do it, and he's like, he particularly wanted that artist to work on Naruto. He was like, I actually like that guy's stuff, and he's like, yo, and he did something else too. That character design. He did this one. Oh yeah, Run Mills Run. That's a good movie, man. Like if you had to watch that one. If there's one to watch, Run Mills Run. That's a great movie. It's so beautiful, man. I cried at the end of that one, man. I was like, that's such a beautiful movie. And as an English teacher, I got to show that to 10th graders. Yay. Mm-hmm. But in any case, such a good movie. But yes. Yeah, so the creator of Naruto, he was so influenced by Niku. And he's like, yeah, like, I give him credit. At least he's like, yeah, man, like, I like Niku. And it's kind of sad, though, because, like, apparently the manga, this doesn't really do that great. But, man, it looked kind of cool. Like, some of the early artwork looked kind of trash. Oh, man, it was like, man, this is kind of hard to admire, the manga anyways. But the anime, they did such a good job. And they created their own series. Now, should Ninku get a revival? Maybe. I don't know. There's certain series. That's why, like, for instance, Rurouni Kenshin got one. Rurouni Kenshin got one. And I don't know, man. I look at that, and it's like, okay, it looks kind of crisp. It just doesn't have that. It just doesn't have that. I don't know, man. Like, that's where sometimes it's like, does crisp animation or crisp style really matter when it comes to, like, animation? Because it's like, I love the grittiness of the 90s. I love the fact that, like, it just looks so cool. You know what I mean? And I think that was the major thing. It's just like, this just looks cool, dude. Like, it just feels awesome watching this stuff. But yeah. Trying to invite some people. Particularly on Tech Talk. Especially seeing schools, I was just like, hey, why not? I just want people to talk about anime with me. Oh well, that's okay. If somebody comes on and talks at some point, maybe not. But anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you so much for the talks. And yeah, still at this. I'm just now, like I said, now I'm just doing the folding. But anywho, trying to think some stuff to think about. Thank you for joining in. Well, I think I had learned last time when I was folding clothes, by the way, is like because I'm doing the I call this, I like to say this is like uh, the proper, we'll say proper or best the best way of doing uh, the luggage, you know, the luggage folding. I like to roll things up so that way there's a lot more room. I learned this from my wife, and it's like, oh, this is cool. But one of the things I learned was that, especially if you have mostly like a black shirt, or like if you want to try to decide which color, like if you do it this way, however, you have it where, this is the thing. Because if you try to fold it from the top down, it's gonna be mostly, you're gonna get mostly this, and you have to open it up, blah blah blah, and it's ridiculous. But I learned to be like, start from the bottom, and then like, yeah, started from the bottom. Now we here. Mm. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Anyways, but yeah, everybody doing okay. I hope everybody's doing all right and such. Hopefully everybody's cool. But yeah. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, doesn't hurt to see. People want to blah blah blah. People want to blah 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 with me. That's cool. Yeah, thermals. You up here in the cold, thermals are your friend. I always like wearing thermals and t-shirts. I always thought that was a cool look. Maybe this from the 90s. Might have been early 2000. But yeah. But in any case. Oh, I might talk about OVAs next time. Like 80s stuff. Because I was talking to my wife about Gunbuster. If anybody knows that series. And man, like I told her, I cried just even talking about the ending of that in Die Buster or Gunbuster 2. Like, it's such a good series, man. It's so good. It doesn't get enough love, I believe. But it's so good. Okay. Okay, this is a regular black shirt. Cool. I feel like these are okay to do, like, when it's plain, you go from the top to the bottom. But yeah. In any case, folding the clothes. We be folding the clothes. That's what we do. And talk about the animal. We be folding the clothes. Oh, what about you? You'd be kind of cool, maybe, talk to. I don't know. As if you want to talk about this stuff, bro. Talk about this. Talk about that 90s anime, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay. While I'm folding clothes. Ugh. Let's see. Yeah. Stuff I got into in the 90s. Let's see. I used to love getting up in the morning before school, and like they'd have Sailor Moon on, so I'd be watching Sailor Moon, all that. I remember at that time they used to have Sabrina the Teenage Witch and all that, the cartoon. So I'd watch that and the Borrowers. But yeah, it's definitely like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, coming home every day after school, Toonami, just to see the new episode. That was legit. Ronin Warriors, that was dope. It was so many good stuff back then, man. It was like I always loved that, like those lineups on TV. It kind of gave you a reason in a way to like go through the day. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be like, man, at least I'm going home to this. And like Toonami, when they had Sailor Moon, I remember when they showed the movies, and I was like, oh snap! Like it's a full on movie. But man, I remember I fell asleep on some of them I fell asleep ironically on the one that was about dreams. I forgot that one. I think was that Sailor Moon S, Super Sailor Moon S, or whatever. Uh, Super S or something like, or was that R? It was one of those. It was one of those movies. But I just remember like I was just like I was a kid. I remember I came on and I was like it was dark out, and then I was just like I went to sleep. I was like, dang, I didn't even get to watch that one. But but yes, I was there with the power of love. But yes, give me a second. I'm gonna do one thing. And here talking. Or suggestions regarding this subject. All right. Cool. Yeah, that was just me posting my own comments for Twitch, of course. Just be like, and I posted on YouTube as well, so people can see, like, hey, this is talking about '90s anime. If you want to talk about this, like, by all means. So yeah, just share questions, share your thoughts or suggestions regarding the subject. But yeah, let me go on here see if anybody came on and said anything. People joining. Thanks for joining and such. Or all right. Anyways, but yeah. Whew. Good thing about doing this is that like it actually gives a reason to have time. One thought I've had as far as like kind of doing like a live thing, it's just doing an impromptu like D&D type game. You know what I mean? Like a tabletop game. I think that I kind of want to try that. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just like, hey, I'm here running a game. If you got a character, come on in. You know, and I'll just place your character somewhere in this story. You know what I mean? Whatever. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, I wonder if people have been doing that, but I kind of want to try that. And we'll see. Just be like, here's an impromptu, like, come up with stuff, whatever. You just play with random people, and then who knows? Maybe it becomes a legit group. And it's just a different story. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know why I have to make a character. I don't know. But we'll see. Oh, man. Oh, forgot this. It's for the way. Anyways, one thing, gentlemen, that a good spouse, a good wife loves is a good man who can fold the clothes for her and for both of you. You know, who cares? You can hear conversations outside, but yeah. Anyways, ooh, ooh, ah. Go ahead. There we go. I got my own stuff. I was just playing on anime music again. Welcome in, David. Um, Today we are talking about anime, 90s anime. That's the subject for today. Thank you for stopping by. I was suggesting stuff earlier like Yu Yu Hakusho and the 90s, Hunter x Hunter series, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon. Uh, Also Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, yeah, of course. And there's like, of course, there's so much in that era I've yet to see. You know, I'm telling people about checking out the OVA series, um, original video animation stuff. Oh, Record of the Lotus War is a great one for people to check out. Fun fact about that. Give me a second. I swear that sounds like Madonna, by the way. Anywho, um, Record of the Lotus War. So actually, over in Japan, they have their own D&D because D&D Dungeons and Dragons actually isn't popular over in Japan. Actually, the most popular game, Western tabletop game, is Call of Cthulhu. But that's for another thing. But so they have their own thing. I think it's called Sword and Magic, something like that. But yeah, it's their own little tabletop game, and pretty much this group they play their games, and then they were pretty much the early Critical War role, where they would record themselves, they would write down their games and such, and they made it into a novel, and it got so popular. Actually, when they published it, it's considered Japan's first ever high fantasy novel. Kind of weird that way, but so they did that, and then of course it got popular, and people were like, "Hey, let's adapt this." So they made it into an anime, and it actually got people so interested in this sort of stuff that's when they started doing more, high fantasy stuff and role playing stuff. But yeah, and of course, you had Dragon Quest, which was the first JRPG Japanese role playing game that was based off of wizardry and all that. Because again, Japan didn't really have their own stuff. But um, yeah, Mech Warriors and such. Um, so that is the thing. Why is it? It's weird that they filter comments. Like, I gotta improve that. I see nothing wrong with that. But yeah, um, so it's pretty dope that they did that. But yes, regular Lotus War. If you have yet to watch that one, definitely check out. Um, Such good stuff. And I think it's one of those series again. Like I was saying earlier, that sometimes I know in a lot of these circles they'll say certain anime that should be redone, or be that should get a remake or whatever. And some of them I'm just like, I don't think they should get redone. Not because I don't think it'll turn out bad, but it's just there's a certain charm. There's something about just how it was done back then that was, that was worth it. Um, and there's some series where I'm like, yes, I wish it got a better treatment, or they could continue. Like I said before, Vampire Hunter D. That's actually a good one where I feel because they did an OVA or they did two movies rather, but it's based off of the novel series, and I'm like, you should actually make this into a legit series, like maybe even an OVA series. Yes, D does rock, and that I love Bloodlust, the second one. The first one is really good too, and I feel like that can be okay to do. Like, okay, we do a series based off of this, but only because again, there's a novel. It's based off of a novel series, and each novel, if I understand, they're kind of like their own contained story. But yeah, it was too mature back then, but it was really cool. Honestly, though, like as far as maturity, like I mean, it was some things, but it wasn't so bad. Um, but yeah, the '90s Berserk series that I think they should get a proper sequel series as far as animation goes. Because I feel like they focus so much on trying to do CGI, and I don't know why they decided to do that. In fact, I feel like it probably would be a little costly, but if they tried to do like they did back in the day, where to be fair, the '90s series it wasn't that high quality of animation either back then, guys. There were times they just used like still shots, but there was something about that it made it work. But yeah, definitely bring that back. Trying to think of other series. CGI has gotten cheaper than a team of ours. True, and now we got now a lot of places. We got AI, so I wonder how that's going to turn out. You got AI artists or whatever. I don't even know you call it artists. With AI, AI technology. I'll just say, but yeah, um, '90s just has such good stuff. Of course, some of the Ghibli movies. It has gotten. I will admit, with AI, it has gotten decently good, but there's something just about like seeing, even seeing mistakes and such. There's a good charm to it. It's just like what. I just love the fact that somebody worked on this. Even digital art. Somebody took the time to draw some of that stuff. It's like what. There's something about that. You can tell they at times. I'm not saying all the time, but at times they put care into it. But yeah. But yeah. Let's see. Then of course it was stuff that was actually done by Japanese studios that a lot of people didn't know. Um, I can't remember it came out in the '90s. I think it did. It was the Peter Pan series that came out. That came on Fox. That was actually pretty legit. Like I was actually shocked with that. That was actually pretty cool. There was another series. It was Peter Pan. But there was something else I remember seeing. It's based off of it's based off of a cartoon. Oh my gosh, what was it? Was it Robin Hood? Was it like the Robin Hood anime? Was something. I just realized it's far more socially acceptable to fall asleep as a viewer than a house guest. Well, that's what's up, man. I appreciate it, I guess. But yeah. Anywho, let me look up. Let's see, Robin Hood anime. Yes, it's called The Great Adventures of Robin Hood. Um, and it's like, yeah, that was actually pretty dope. And then it wasn't that, animal stuff. It was actually legit. It was a legit person. So that's what's up. Cool. All right. Doing. Is it in the world? There we go. All right. How about close to the ending? Just got back from shopping. It's crazy out there. Oh, you're still in? Are you still in NC or? Um, but yeah, be careful out there, guys. I know like Black Friday is about to be coming up. The holiday season, fun times. But yeah. Anywho, let's see. Okay, man. Thank you for the like. I really appreciate that. And yeah, again, guys, if there's anything you want to talk about related to 90s anime, by all means. Um, certain series like I talked about earlier with Macross. There was Macross Plus. I remember watching that on Sci-Fi Channel actually. Um, oh yeah, that's right. You told me that a while back. Thanks, Kyla. Thank you for stopping by to say hi. Give you a little you know, give myself a heart, I guess. But yes, thank you for stopping by. Um, Anywho, about near done with this. I think Battletech second season was too much like Tank Girl. I never watched that series, never heard. But that'd be like that sounds like something cool to check out. I do know a Tank Girl. I know what you're talking about with that. So that sounds kind of wonky. Okay. Um, but yeah, it's kind of interesting too. Where in the '90s they did a lot of stuff based off of video games. I remember like a lot of the Capcom fighting game stuff, like Street Fighter. Um, and of course, they did the cartoons, but as far as OVAs and movies, they did cartoons. The OVAs, they did Street Fighter. I mean, Darkstalker. Gosh, I want to get those so bad. I have the Street Fighter Alpha movie. I have both of them, but I want to get the Street Fighter 2 movie. I definitely want to get There was a TV series, and I don't remember if I borrowed it or if I bought it. I feel like I borrowed it from somebody. I think that was the case. I think I did borrow it from somebody and I returned it. But it was like 2V. And it was so fun. It was so cool, man. Um they did the Fatal Fury movies. Those were really cool to watch. Um they were just awesome, man. Um I've yet, even though I've seen bits of it, I have yet to really watch. I remember I wanted to see the Tekken movie so bad. I remember as a kid, I like went to FYE. Yes, Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star is dope. That's more '80s, but yes, and around there, yes, it is a dope series. In the movie, and again, like I read some of the manga. I watched the movie. Didn't really watch the series, but I hope to do so one day. Oh man, I got jeans here. All right, give me a second. I almost forgot about these. I put these in front of me so that way I can see them. There we go. Yeah. All right. But yes, I remember what I was saying with Tekken, like the based off the fighting game, Tekken, of course. I was I saw that it was a place called FIE. No, what's that one? Gosh, and I saw it up here too. It was one of those movie type stories. Um, gosh, not like Hollywood Video or Blockbuster. I rented it at Blockbuster actually, or did I rent it at Hollywood Video? I think it was at Blockbuster because I think it was when I was in NC. I finally got to watch it. But anyways, um, Anyways, yeah. So I had for years. I was like, I want to watch this. I want to watch this. I want to watch it so bad. And I finally got to watch it, and I was just like, this is so lame and corny. And that was always, I will say though, that was always the charm of watching all that other stuff. 80s and 90s, pretty similar in style and content, and 60s, 70s really are really similar. Yeah. Yeah, that's almost, yeah, that's kind of the thing. I feel like the 90s, there was a lot more, there was a lot more grittiness. It kind of is like the, like the Bronze Age of comics, where they started being more, actually, with jeans, I don't want to do that. I don't want to roll them up like that. I think I just want to do regular folding. I'm gonna just do that. All right, there we go. But yes, um, I was saying one of the charms of watching back in the day compared to nowadays. Nowadays, people can just watch stuff on TV. Uh, 90s discussion, anime discussion, straight for every series. I'm like, I see this, and I'm like, this is an actual. Anyways, that's like I said earlier, anime discussion, sure, blah blah blah. But anyways, I was saying back in the day, I loved it going to a video store. Like I said, either I think it was like Sunset something. Uh, there's before and during bell bottoms, and then there's after. Okay, uh, don't know where that's from, but anyways, but yes. In any case, I love back then. You could go to a video store, like I said, like an FYE or whatever, or if you wanted to rent something, like I said, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, whatever was available for you, and you just see a random anime, and you're just like, I don't know what this is, or maybe I've heard something about this, and you just up and like you just up and purchase or rent it, and you get to like, oh wow, you may enjoy it and be like, this was the best thing in the world, or you be like, yo, this really sucked. But now, but today it's like, you could just go online, and you could just go on YouTube and look something up. And like I said, there's some of that charm is kind of gone, that randomness, and that's where I feel like the '90s, it was uh it was really cool experiencing a lot of this stuff in the early 2000s and such. On my end, of course, um, being born in the '90s, and like just years later after like learning some of this stuff, now it's just like I want to buy it. I don't know, people are like, you can just download whatever. No, I actually want to buy this stuff. Oh, another series. Although I need to double check something real quick. If it is a 90 series. Captain Irresponsible Captain Taylor, excuse me. Yes. The Irresponsible Captain Taylor. That series is legit. That is definitely a series I will recommend watching. It is so fun. You can actually watch that on YouTube. Like the distributor, they have a channel, and then you can watch on there. But yes, that is definitely worth checking out. It's so fun. Um, it's one of my favorite characters of all time, and it's just kind of wild. It's a space opera type show, but it's kind of a parody. And kind of the joke is you kind of wonder like, is he actually, is he actually good at his job, or is he just like, just lucky, or is he playing stupid? Like sometimes, and it's almost like a yes. It's like yes. That's the best way to answer that. It's a really fun series. Highly recommended. Um, that's a good one. Utana is kind of okay. Um, I will give a disclaimer for if anybody is like not into Yuri, it's like it does have those It is like pretty much that. But I will say, like, man, some of the animation is really good on that. Um, just like I said, disclaimer, it does have that. There's so many good ones out there that, like I said, I would definitely recommend to people. Ronin Kenshin, like I said, Samurai X. I will say one thing about Ronin Kenshin that's kind of sad is it's sad that what the creator did, you know, and it's kind of weird, like with Shonen Jump and all that Japan, how they handle that. Not gonna go into a lot of it, but long story short, uh, dude dealt with CP, and yeah, so that was crazy. But Ronin Kenshin, great series. I want to read a manga actually. I've always wanted to read a manga. I read some of it, but I actually want to get that, and I want to collect the actual series, the old series. I don't want the new series. I want the old stuff. I want the classic, the OG. That's what I want. Um, I'm trying to see what else they have on here. Oh, Ranma Half. Ranma Half is a fun one. That's the one where the main character, he transforms into, I can't remember if it's with cold water or warm water, but it's like he like transforms into a girl and such, and it's like it's a romantic comedy because he's like engaged to this one girl and such, and they're martial artists. And it was funny because him and his dad, they were fighting over these like cursed pawns or whatever. And there's so many of them, and it's weird. But it was like the dad fell into the panda one, the cursed pawn of the panda or the drowned panda, and then the other one was like the girl, and so Rama fell into that one. But yes, thank you for joining in, Ishmael. But yeah, 72. Let's see if I can invite maybe this person. Who knows? I'm trying to fight people. But yes, uh, lots of good stuff. Lots of good animes to check out from there. There's just so much. Like I said, Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z movies, legit. I don't know why they have Bleach on here. It's like early '90s, and Bleach came out in 2000s, man. But I guess because it was the early 2000s, so yeah, I guess so. Oh yeah, Ray Earth, a lot of Clamp stuff too. I remember seeing the X movie. Gosh, that movie was just like, what the like. That's one thing about '90s. I feel like a lot of '90s stuff back then. You just be watching, you just like, what is this? Oh my gosh, that's crazy, dog. I don't know if I want to watch this. That's wow. But yeah, that was some of his charm, man. Um, and I think nowadays we're kind of losing that because nowadays it's like if something is like extreme or shocking, it's kind of like, oh, it's just like, oh, shock value. Oh, okay, like, oh, the character, I don't know, they got their head like blown off or something. Oh, well, that's crazy. Oh well, you know, compared to like I said, like back then, it's just like, oh, what is this? This is like trippy, dog. Wow. Oh my goodness. But we don't really get that anymore. There's not like that sort of vibe kind of like has been dying out as far as anime goes. So it's just not that great much. That's why nowadays, for instance, where they show so many series and such, it's just like, but I've kind of already seen something like this. Somebody sawing out there. That's crazy. But yeah, like, you have it where, again, like, you have so many of these series or shows. Okay, I gotta, like, real quick, I need to, like, focus because, like, these socks and hair. Okay. I'm hoping all the pairs are here. All the pairs of socks are here. Pair. Uh, no, no, no. Maybe this is the pair. Let's see. I feel like this is more of a pair, but let's see. I don't even know if the socks that's small. Like I don't even know if the wife does or not. But like, anyways, I got a second. Refresh. Anywho, but yeah, I need to go back to drawing stuff. I think I should. I need motivation to do that, man. I like that. It's like at 90s anime discussion. Share your favorites. I was like, I've been sharing my favorites. Unfortunately, it's like people don't stick around. It's like, but yeah, yeah. I'm almost done with this, guys. So yay. Just give me a heads up. I'm almost done with this, but I'm still up for answering questions and such. Um, uh, Sometimes with these, it's kind of weird, but I've noticed like there's like a thing where people come in like a little later and all that jazz. Life stuff. Anyways, but yeah. Okay, sock. Okay, got this pair here. I'll just stuff the socks over here in this corner. So they don't roll off like crazy. There we go. Yeah. Anyways. Do appreciate a lot of you coming by. This has been cool. I don't know. I'm just trying to like do some of the TikTok live stuff, like the invites and all that jazz. So, yo, hey, over here talking about. Oh, never mind. Looking for another creator. Now it's on. Now I'm on TikTok, just looking up, trying to find creators and such. That dude looked like he was trying to do some such stuff, man. I don't know what he was doing. I was like, I'm saying. Hello. Oh,
Hello, can I help you? I see you renting a place for 32,000 yen. Now tell me, is it...
what happened there? Like, resume. That was weird. Okay. Anyways, on TikTok, apparently, like, I tried to be with somebody random, and then they just up and was like, "Nah, son," and it was like, anyway, so it's kind of weird. But anywho, hmm, that was weird. Anyways, like I said, I'm about near done now. I got these to do. Oh yeah, the TikTok people can't really see, but I got like more stuff. I gotta find someday. Hopefully, we'll find a pairs to these. They're probably somewhere around. I don't know. Anyways, ah man, it's like been on here for about an hour and a half now. It's crazy. I don't know what was up with that. I guess it was probably like some like crazy channel doing some like weird sus stuff or whatever. And they were just like, no, we're not gonna have YouTube match, which is great. I do not need that on here. But yeah, and if there's any suggestions to people, anybody who watches, I don't know, like some of these later, like on YouTube, for instance, if there's any suggestions as far as what anime or what thing you want me to discuss that you'll be willing to jump onto, that would be great. But yeah, just like, in fact, actually, let me do a thing real quick. On Facebook. That robot. Just share it on to. Okay. All right. And now I'm gonna be like, I can share this like with the groups, right? Yep. Oh yeah, I could just do that. Like, oh, I'm over here like, wait a minute, how do I blah blah blah? Oh wait, I could just do this. Go to group. I just want the YouTube live streaming. There we go. Live stream stuff. Yep. Just gotta do that. Sorry trying to do this stuff on your own, but it is what it is. Anyways, so there's that. After while I'm on here, I should probably go on to Twitch. I think about Twitch.tv because I need to like download some stuff anyways. Yeah, I need to like let me drop it here. Give me 1 second. All right, thank you, Kopai, for helping share. I was thinking about like, so, anyways, let's see. Try to. I want to go look at like the analytics. Twitch, I just need average. I just need a minimum of 3 averaging. That's it. That's all I need for that. And then I can become affiliated. So there's that. As far as content though, I do need to download the whatchamacallit. Yeah. Oh, I definitely need to like download that. Oh yeah, I definitely see this. I need to like. Sorry, folks. I was like, oh snap! Like, it's good that I saw that. It's good that I'm like on there now because I'm like, oh snap! I need to like, I want to upload some of that stuff. Uh, but anyways, welcome in, welcome in. Oh man, like, I know when people just drop by and they just like leave and such. I know sometimes I kind of do that too. You know, sometimes it depends though. Like sometimes some of that stuff is like on TikTok. On TikTok, for instance, like I just like I might click on it and such, and then I'd be like, hey, I want to show you support at least. But like on YouTube, it's like a choice thing, right? Twitch is the same thing. It's like a choice thing. Like who knows? There's probably people like that would pass the thing. But yeah. Anyways, talking about anime. We are talking about like anime and all that jazz. 90s anime to be exact. So if you want to share some thoughts or opinions, give me give me 1 second. Um, cool. Anyways, that was just what I'm about done with this anyway. So, like I said, oh, I will give it to my friend Dave, David Paramore. Thanks for stopping by and talking with me about anime stuff. Um, that was really cool. Really appreciate it. Yeah. And like I said, you guys are always welcome to drop by and just say what's up. But it also helps to let me know like what is it that you want from me? You know what I mean? Like so I know it's like probably people like laundry, like what's up with that? You know, it's just like I just thought it was something funny to do, you know what I mean? But I could stop this, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I think I might do a video I'll talk about. I'm just like down in the dumps. Um but yeah, in any case, you guys take care. I am kind of officially done, I guess, because I did just do all these, and I got this, and there's this, and then there's the rope too, but that's like game, eh. But anyways, special shout outs to the boy Ship Roman, um, to my lovely Kyla, and like I said, my an old friend of mine, David Paramore, for stopping on by and talking. Yeah, in any case, everybody have a blessed one and peace.